Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So after we talked about Bayonetta 3 getting rated by the ESRB, we get a release date with that and a special box edition. And it looks like Konomi is trying to make good on their promise to bring the removed Metal Gear games back to digital storefronts. We have those topics and more to cover, but before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so we can keep you up to date with all the latest gaming news. Now let's get started. Well, yesterday we talked about how Bayonetta 3 had been rated by the ESRB, and we were probably looking at an announcement of a release date sometime soon. Well, it was pretty soon because the very next day we get this from Nintendo. Bayonetta engages in a bewitching battle against the homunculi. A feisty new witch named Viola enters the scene. And is it another Bayonetta? Find out more when Bayonetta 3 struts onto Nintendo Switch on October 28th. And they released a release date trailer, and the description on the trailer on YouTube has Bayonetta struts through multiple locations and an all-new over-the-top climax action game. Sporting a wicked new ensemble and somehow familiar pigtails, the titular Umbra Witch must face a mysterious evil using her signature guns and time-slowing witch time ability. This time, invading man-made bioweapons called homunculi find themselves in Bayonetta's crosshairs. Now, one interesting addition to this game, they added what's called a naive angel mode, and let's just say that sort of removes some of the more mature elements of the game. And Nintendo's also releasing a Trinity Masquerade Edition. Now, this will be available via select retailers and the My Nintendo store. In fact, at the time of recording this video, it was already up on the UK store. Now, this box set just includes a full-color 200-page art book and then has 3 reversible game cases, one for each title, Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3. And when you put them side by side, it creates a panoramic artwork. Now, Nintendo also revealed that the original Bayonetta will be receiving a standard physical release on the Switch. They say there's going to be a limited number that will be offered via pre-order via, again, select retailers, as well as at launch through the My Nintendo store. Now, these standalone versions of Bayonetta 1 are going to be $30. So overall, I'm looking forward to this game getting released, as well as probably picking up Bayonetta 1 in a physical form. But let me know what you think of this box set and the addition of a physical copy of Bayonetta 1. I'm hoping that this Bayonetta 1 physical edition is not so limited that it'll be difficult to get a hold of. Next, so yesterday was the 35th anniversary of the original Metal Gear game, and we had this announcement from the official Metagear Twitter account. Today marks the 35th anniversary of the Metal Gear series. Thank you to everyone that enjoyed and celebrated the series so far. We ask for your patience as preparations are underway to make the temporarily removed titles available again. So for a little backstory on this, back in late 2021, Konami announced that it would be delisting both Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater from all digital storefronts. Now, this is also including any collections that had those games in it. And this was apparently because of an expired license from some historical footage used in both games. Now, at the time, Konami released a statement saying it would work to get both games back on digital storefronts at some point in the future. Now, these games were on many platforms, and that includes the PS3, the Vita, the Xbox 360, the DS, at GOG, as well as on the Nvidia Shield. Now, there's no date yet as to when they're going to get these games back on digital storefronts, and it is worth noting that there's been rumors of a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake in development, but this doesn't seem to be related to these games being removed from digital storefronts. So hopefully Konami is at the end stages of getting this addressed, or they decided just to head off some criticism by acknowledging this issue when they're tweeting out about the 35th anniversary. And last week we had a leak about games that were coming to PlayStation Plus, and in that leak it did say that there could be more coming. Well, we do have an official announcement here from Sony, and most of their bigger titles here are in this picture with Assassin's Creed Black Flag as well as Unity. And we have Saints Row 4 as well as Marvel's Avengers, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and then we have that day one release of Stray. Now it's interesting to point out that Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is for the PS5, but if you only have a PS4, you'll still get the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But then they also added several games that were not in that leak. We have several Assassin's Creed games here, as well as another Saints Row game, and we have Spirit of the North Enhanced Edition, Ice Age, Scrat's Nutty Adventure, Jumanji the video game, Paw Patrol on a Roll, and then Ready Set Heroes. And then we had a couple of classic games added from the PSP, No Heroes Allowed, and Loco Roco Might Night Carnival. So this looks to be an interesting lineup, so if you're subscribed to PlayStation Plus, you'll be able to grab all these on the 19th. Next, if you remember a few months ago, we had that announcement coming out of Sega Japan for a Sega Genesis Mini 2. And on this, they included some Sega CD games. Well, yesterday we had this announcement coming from Sega's official Twitter account. Sega Genesis Mini 2 blasts its way to North America on October 27th. And then they say there'll be over 50 classic games that weren't on the first Genesis Mini, as well as Sega CD titles. Now what's interesting, originally there was a representative from Sega that said they were not bringing this outside of Japan just because of supply constraints. So I'm not sure what happened, but apparently this is being sold exclusively through Amazon, and it's being sold from Amazon Japan through Amazon USA. And they do have a dedicated website to this, and it's on sega.jp for some reason. But when I was looking at this at first, I was like, are they just selling the Japanese games here to the US market? But looking at the box art for all the games, you can see that most of them have the US ratings board on them. Now there are a few that don't, and those probably are imports that aren't available in the US anyways. But looking through these games, it has Sonic CD, Shining Force CD, it also has Outrun, Outrunners, you've got Sonic 3D Blast, Shining in the Darkness. They show the Japanese version of Alien Soldier here, as well as Splatterhouse 2 for the US. And there'll be more games than what's listed here, but it's also interesting to note that the screenshots they have on the website for some of the RPGs do show it in English. Now if you're wanting to pre-order this, I have a link in the description. I will warn you that it does not have free shipping and it's coming from Japan, so overall it's about $130. But I'll keep my eye on this, and if I do find out that this is going to be the Japanese version completely, then I'll let you all know. Otherwise, if you're interested, go ahead and pre-order it, and if we do find out that it's the Japanese version and you don't want that, you can always cancel it. And finally, we had this story that developed over the weekend, and I kind of wanted to wait until we had official confirmation about this, but you can see the headline now here from VGC. Bandai Namco confirms it's been hacked and says it's investigating damage. The article goes on to say, on July 3rd, 2022, Bandai Namco Holdings Inc. confirmed that it experienced an unauthorized access by a third party to the internal systems of several group companies in Asia regions, excluding Japan. Now they say they took measures to block access to the servers and then prevent it from spreading. But their statement also adds, in addition, there's a possibility that customer information related to the toys and hobby businesses in Asia regions, excluding Japan, was included in the servers and PCs, and we are currently identifying the status about existence of leakage, scope of the damage, and investigating the cause. We will continue to investigate the cause of this incident and will disclose the investigation results as appropriate. We will also work with external organizations to strengthen security throughout the group and take measures to prevent reoccurrence. Now, one of the things that's floated around after this was a fake leak out of this hack of games that were coming, and I think it said like fiscal year 2023, which would have started this past April. And there were games that were supposed to be released in the first quarter of the fiscal year 2023, and that's already gone by, and none of those have been released, so it was an obvious fake. But do keep in mind that if you see something like that it could be fake. Don't take it too seriously, and especially considering that the hack was just disclosed a few days beforehand, I don't think if it's a ransomware attack that the group is going to go ahead and release the data without getting a chance to get their ransom. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a month or two down the road we do see some leaks coming out of this. Generally, most companies don't pay this ransom because it just makes them a target for future attacks. But since it's affected Asian regions, I don't think any US customer data is at risk, so that's a positive, at least for us. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? Are you interested in this Sega Genesis Mini 2, considering that it should have US games on it? And are you looking forward to Bayonetta 3, and do you plan to pick up the big box set or just get the standard release, or maybe even just digital? Drop a comment about those topics or anything else we covered today. I want to thank you for watching, and be good.